have a second backup. So a practice bow staff, practice chucks, and extra sword. Please bring it. I have been to tournaments where the primary bow staff was broken and the kid didn't have a backup. I was that parent, that was my son. And it made the tournament really hard because he had to borrow somebody else's, okay? Second thing with your weapons, do not let anybody else borrow your weapon. Please don't. You are in charge of your weapon, you're in charge of your performance, okay? You let somebody else borrow your weapon just to goof around with it, they could break it, okay? It's yours for a reason. You paid the money for it, you worked hard, it is yours, all right? Uniforms, I think we got it all squared away. White uniforms, if you don't have a white one, black collar's okay. If you don't have a white uniform with a black collar, all white. Okay? That is perfectly acceptable. Chris, we got you set up. He's all set.
Do not wear your blue ones.
Yes. What you are wearing today, do not wear unless you're demo team. Okay? Other than that, don't want to see it, do not pack it because it won't suffice as a backup. Okay? Make sure you have your belt, please. Not one of us are going to bring a spare. Just going to let you know.
And the belt you registered for nationals. So if you were a second degree, bring a second degree weapon.
Yes.
Because that's what you registered as.
If you guys have, I don't think the tape is going to be allowed. So if you have sectioned, take your tape off, put it up at home, bring it plain.
Yours is fine because yours is part of our curriculum. Because the black tip.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
We might have to take out the other ones.
Yeah, the stripes.
But the black tip at the end, because it's part of our curriculum, it's our belt cycles, you're fine with that.
Sorry.
But the white ones for sections, take them off, please.
Yeah, we'll take those off.
Okay? Like I said, just put them up on your mirror at home, so that when you get home, they can just get put right back on. Okay? So underneath your uniform, a black shirt. No logo, no nothing. So men's section, black undershirt, black tank top. Same thing in the female section. You can wear a tank top, you can wear a t-shirt, don't care. Either one. Has to be all black. Do not want to see any logo on it. And I will notice if you're turning your shirt inside out. Okay? Just say.
If we're wearing a white uniform, are we wearing a white tip underneath? Or is it all black?
What's that? All black.
Honestly, for the guys, I would just not wear a shirt. I'm just saying it just looks cleaner than you wearing it. And then ladies, if you can't have wear like a tank, because again, it just you just don't want to take them to take away from what they're looking at, and that's your whole staff.
Yeah, or like a V-neck for the girls too.
The reason that we ask for that because there could be a time where you're taking your jacket off, your top off, because you're warm in there for some reason. Maybe their air is not moving. You need to have something. Black is preferably, it looks better when you take your top off instead of a white shirt. Okay? Yeah. Make sure parents that a copy of the membership and a copy of your registration confirmation. This is going to be used because I noticed it last year when we were going in and doing registration and stuff just as a coach. There were some athletes from other schools that had issues, but because they brought their copies, they were able to contest it and not have to pay for a new one. And I think there was a question on date of birth with one of the boys too. But because you had that paper confirmation, they were able to swap it. Okay, so that's very important. If not, they charge anywhere between $25 and $40 to make corrections. Okay? Food and water. So I've been following AAU. If you guys don't have social media, Facebook's been a really good communication from the organization, and they also have a Twitter account. So if you don't have a Twitter account, get one. Because a lot of times during the tournament, they will post updates. First on Twitter, then on Facebook. They never update the website. Okay? They did just said there was going to be no outside food or drinks allowed inside the convention center, and that was per the convention center. However, they're allowing very familiar with tournaments and how we can get our food in and out. That's something that you can do with this. Make sure you pack those snacks, because that's going to make the day go by much easier. Parents don't get hangry, athletes don't get hangry. Everybody wins when that happens. Outside drink, refillable water bottles. You can do, parents, I know we all like our coffee.
Yes, I like coffee.
One of those insulated containers. Not like the pink one over there, but like a travel mug, the insulated ones. Those would be okay because they're refillable. They're looking for those accidental spills and all that extra garbage is what they're really looking at. So if you go to Starbucks, toss it in your cup, shut the lid, you're good to go. Okay? I would bring is the biggest refillable water bottle that you can bring. So you're not trying to look around for other watering stations inside the venue. Okay? Smoothies also run really good in those insulated refillable bottles as well. Electronics, because we might get a little bored. Make sure you bring in a portable charger bank. You can bring one of the 25, 30-foot long charger cords. Can't guarantee you're going to be able to plug in a reasonable area where we're all competing. Don't forget your charging cord in your suitcase. If you need to, wrap it around your belt. That would be a good way not to forget your belt. Okay? Headphones and earbuds, you can listen to them. Day of competition, you need to have one ear open. Okay? We're going to do our best to hear where you're supposed to be at, but ultimately, that relies on you guys. I'm not chasing you guys. None of you guys are novices to a tournament, especially the nationals. Okay? You have to keep your ears open. All right? We'll do our best to grab you guys as much as we can, but please keep that one ear open. Your credentials, again, make sure you bring in your copies of what you did online. When you get your credentials, that is your ID. Don't lose them. You lose them, your mom and dad just threw a couple $100 down the drain.
And don't leave it at the hotel.
Yeah, don't leave them at the hotel. Hold on, I'm getting to that part. Don't worry, I got that part covered. But they are your ID. That's what's getting you to your ring. That's what's recording your win. Don't lose them. Get up in the morning after you shower, just throw them around your neck. That's also your free admission for any other day you want to come in and support any of the other athletes competing. Okay? If not, it's over $100 at this point for a day. So, very important to keep them. Day of competition, eat breakfast. Even if you feel like you're going to puke, eat breakfast. Okay? Get a carb on your stomach first and then eat some protein. You kind of have a harder time keeping up carbs than you do the protein. Okay? Please, please eat. If you don't, I don't want to have to be like, for example, where's Harmony? Oh, she went back to the medic because she passed out. Because she didn't eat breakfast. Okay? Very important. Before your hotel, before you leave, exit your hotel, I want you to check your tournament bag. Everybody should have a bag that they designate for tournaments. In there, you're going to have an ironed uniform. Okay? Ironed. Please don't make me get very upset with you guys if you come in looking like you slept in your uniform. Every hotel has an iron. If they don't, call down to the front desk if your room doesn't have it. Okay? If anything, get it wet. They usually have a washer or dryer, a dryer especially. Just get it wet, throw it in the dryer, pull it right out. Works like a charm. Your belt. Make sure your belt's in your bag. You don't have to wear it, just make sure it's inside your bag. Okay? Your weapons, both sets of your weapons you need to have with you. Your credentials, they should be around your neck already. Okay? Your water bottle, your snacks, your food to help you get through the day, your charger for your electronics, and most importantly, your game face. Because this is the moment that you guys have worked up for. Okay? Parents, I'm going to ask you guys to please, please, please record your athletes. When we're inside those rings and we're inside where everybody's competing, we're not allowed to be recording at all. You know, We don't want to go through anything having phones confiscated, because how are we communicate to you guys if our phones are taken away? Okay? And we don't want to risk any of our athletes getting docked in points because they know that we're your coach and we're trying to record. Okay? So we need all of you guys to record your athletes, and then we can all share later on. Some of the things that we cannot control during a tournament, so please try not to get too angry. We can't control the length of that day. There's many, many things that go into a tournament, especially of that size. Okay? One thing goes out of order in the morning, it's going to domino to the very end. Okay? So that's, again, kind of do your best to be on time, be punctual, be listening, because that's how they get behind. Outcome of the judging. This year I sent the information out about how they're going to be judging you guys. Same thing as last year's, that Brazilian repertoire. Did I say that right? Something like that. Represent, something like that. Meaning, if you lose your first round, you better pray that the person that you lost against loses in the second round. Because if they lose in their second round, you get to advance. If they win, you do not. That's cut and dry, black and white. Okay? So, you bring it. You bring it your first time out there. By gosh, if you do decide to accidentally drop, do something really freaking cool to go pick it up. Okay? And then the attitude of other athletes and coaches. You could hear something. Don't let it bother you. Roll it off. Okay? Because the only one that knows you is you. Nobody else from any other schools, any other coaches. All right? Those are the things we cannot control, but we can control us. Your mindset. I want you guys all walking in there with a can-do attitude. I can do this. I can get on that podium. I can give my best. That's every single attitude that I want to see on Tuesday when you guys show up in the morning. Your effort, I want 110 from all of you. I want the loudest key-ups. We were so loud, I can say I probably heard about 80% of your key-ups. But that means you got to be louder, all right? I want you guys by the end of the day being hoarse because you are key-upping so loud, okay? And then your appearance, again. That ironed uniform, hair out of your face, that's a good one. So I want everybody's hair. I don't care if you think you look silly. If you think, you're wearing a little spout on your head, I don't care. I want your hair on your face. I don't want you to sit here and be moving your face when you're trying to get through your form. Okay? And then just your actions. Make sure you're always kind. When you see somebody from another school that's nervous, it's their first tournament, don't be afraid to give them encouraging words, because at one point you were that person. Okay? If you notice somebody practicing and you know how they could fix it, just say, hey, maybe try tweaking it this way. Just that little thing can make that person feel so much better and feel good, and knowing that, hey, it doesn't matter what school I'm in. We're all here. We're all athletes of the same thing. And the likelihood of seeing them again is really slim. Okay? But again, I just want everybody to have a good time, to have fun. That's what this is. We're going to have fun with this. All right? There's a big 4th of July party that's going on there in Fort Lauderdale on Tuesday. Huge. It's a pretty big deal, I guess, down there. Can't imagine why. But, I mean, there's a lot of neat things going on. One of the things I think Master Charlotte and I are going to take advantage of is the water taxi. You can get on a boat, and it's on a canal, and it takes you from Pompano Beach all the way down to Hollywood, Florida. And you can go sightsee, you can get on and off all day long. It's kind of like the red double-deckers that you see in some of the bigger cities, but it's a boat. And it's fairly inexpensive way to travel and to look at everything. So it's kind of a neat thing to do. They are, like this week, they've been under a heat index and a strong rip current. So please, 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 if you're going to the beach, please pay attention. Most beaches will have flags up. If it's red, obviously don't go swimming, please. I'd really not want to see your guys' mug on the news. They're missing. Okay? Sunscreen, make sure you have it, sunblock. Try not to lay out in the sun, Monday. And then be so sore that you can't do your form on Tuesday. Okay? But I think that's about it. Parents, do you have any questions?
Two things.
Yes.
Real quick. If you have this shirt that Master Jones is wearing, please wear that shirt. If you're done competing and you're waiting for other athletes, or if you're coming back for other days to support, that's kind of a warm-up shirt. Some of the instructors still have extra shirts, parents, if you need one. St. Michael, we have some blue shirts, but they all kind of match, similar to the one that Master Charlotte has on. It's just a little bit darker. But yeah, so parents have your shirts too, because again, it's nice to be able to spot the families right away when you guys are wearing your uniforms or the warm-up shirts or something that matches. Then we can you can say, oh, everyone's moving over here into this ring. So it just makes it a little easier to keep everyone together. And then the day that you're competing, make sure you guys are staying until everyone is done. You don't need to be there all week, but the day that you're competing, you need to be there until the tournament is, until all of our teammates are done. Just so you guys know that. To support each other.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Are they meeting any other days before they compete? So like, will the weapons group or 3 or 4 of them that are competing, will they meet any other days, or no, should we just plan for our child to be there the day that he competes?
We are going to try on Monday night for weapons.
Monday night?
Yes. We got to find location because this convention center is set up differently than the MGM Grand, where each level they had a whole bunch of stuff. This one has some media rooms up there, but it's open to downstairs. So there's like a whole section that we usually utilize that they don't have. So we might have to rely on hotels, but once we get that figured out, which is hopefully by Sunday, it'll go out in the Remind app on where we're going to be at, and we'll find an address and we'll put that in there so that everybody knows.
Yes, I'm hoping to have some sort of practice space for my demo team on Sunday night because they compete Monday, and then we can just reuse that space Monday night for the weapons.
And I'm
Yep.
assuming those are going to weapons, most of you guys are getting there Monday? Who's getting there on Sunday? Okay, who's going there on Monday? I'm the only one getting there on Monday? Yes. All right, Monday for weapons. They're both on the same day.
Okay.
Tuesday. Yeah. So that'll give you an idea too. If you know who's coming, then you know what questions.
True. Yeah, Master Charlotte and I will be in on Saturday. Master Jones is on Sunday.
Sunday.
So hopefully we'll have all that organized definitely by Sunday. Yes.
Are there any other events that are happening simultaneously that could interfere?
There's
Sport
always
Puse.
that, right? Yes, we have Sports Puse.
Sport Puse, and I believe the breaking as well.
Yes.
We'll all be on the same day. The breaking won't take the breaking's going to be pretty quick. Last year was very quick with the breaking. It didn't take very long at all. The Sport Puse is going to be the most difficult one to kind of manage. Luckily, we only have Mr. Caleb doing Sport Puse, so we've only got one athlete that's going to be doing Sport Puse, so we'll be able to kind of play around with that.
Are you doing both weapons?
I'm doing creative.
Perfect.
Also, sorry.
No.
Do you know, this year, are they allowing people to come and sign up days of and adding them to like we did last year, or did they close that?
It's closed. It is completely closed. It was supposed to be closed on the 15th. It was the last time for registration.
Where they're letting people sign up and add
No.
them, or that will happen again?
The only way that would happen is if
And everything is completely maskless down there now? Okay.
Yes.
Maskless.
Mask, no mask. There hasn't been any notification for those. Yes.
Competing question.
Yeah.
Games rolled up. I feel like I saw it last year, but I don't know if it's like a rule.
No higher than halfway up your arm. Your sleeve cannot be any higher than halfway up your forearm. It's in the rule books. I looked into it, yep.
Do they want
Yes.
it tucked inside or is it fine?
You're fine. He just meant like rolling it up to where he has.
Yeah, you can.
They notice a little touch on my elbow.
They'd probably notice that. They'd probably notice that one.
Okay.
Yes, yep.
And then are there any parents that are renting a car? Anybody renting cars?
We'll have a car down there, but we're not renting, but we have a car.
Okay, parking at the convention center is $15 a day, no in and outs. So you leave, if you want to come back, you got to pay another $15. Okay? If you want to bring ice, like to keep your snacks and waters cool, I suggest if you're at the hotel, use that liner that's in your ice bucket, fill it with ice, bring some gallon-size Ziploc bags. That way the ice won't go through your backpacks, cooler bags, or whatever, and it's just a really easy way that you can always just let the water out. And then they do have a fundraiser that they're doing. I thought it was kind of neat, and I only thought it was kind of neat because of what it's benefiting. It's benefiting the homeless down in Fort Lauderdale, and they are trying to get socks. So new pairs of socks is what they're looking to do. So they're gonna have a big donation box. If you guys want to participate, bring a pair of socks and just throw in there. That would be kind of neat. I just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. So if you wanted to participate, you can. It's not a requirement, but I thought it was kind of cool. And then I do want to point out 3 athletes that took advantage of the varsity letter program that AAU has. Bryce, Cody, and Harmony are all going to get to do a nice fancy dinner on Thursday. They get their letter. They had to do some criteria and all sorts of little work, but they did. They made that commitment, and hopefully next year we have some more people that take advantage of it, more
What
athletes.
grade do you have to be in to do that?
8th.
8th grade?
8th grade or higher.
Next year?
And I believe they have like a training hour requirement that if you guys are coming to regular classes. you
75
put them
hours
in.
from the time school starts until the time that you turn it in June. And if anybody's not doing 75 hours, they're not.
If you're not doing 2 classes a week,
So,
that's pretty hard to. The timing is pretty hard to not reach. So.
but yeah, so that's pretty much nationals in a nutshell. We will try and have a potluck afterwards, probably end of July, maybe August, probably August. To give everybody a nice break, nice relax, enjoy some family time, and then we can always come together in August, have our potluck, and then we can kind of discuss the past season and some of the hopes and what people would like to see for the next season. So.
Anybody with a pool? Still out there. Let us know.
Yeah, right. So, any other questions that you guys have? Athletes, any questions? Yeah.
It's out of curiosity. How dangerous is it being in Lauderdale at night?
Well, in any city, large city, I would say you always have that, there's always some type of danger out there, even in Minneapolis, you know. I would stay where it's lit. I would stay where there's a bunch of people. Don't go down, dingy sidewalks, alleys. Don't get into questionable cars. Utilize Uber. Look for that little Uber light if you're gonna go anywhere.
Stay with
A buddy?
a group or something.
Yeah, if you've got a buddy system with another person, that would be good. Let people know where you're going. Kind of like find that designated parent and be like, hey, I just want you to know I'm going down here with so and so, just so you know. sure your wits are with you always. Never accept a drink that is already opened. Watch that bartender pour that drink.
Yeah, I don't really go to bars, so.
I'm just saying.
Same.
The mom,
Anywhere. You could be at a
Yeah.
restaurant sitting down at a table.
At a restaurant, yes.
I wouldn't even take a drink that's closed.
Yes.
Mommy for you.
So, being the moms that we are, that's the advice that we have for you. So just be smart, street smart with it.
And you're close to 2 airports, like you've got Miami, you're close to Miami. Miami is known for crime, so.
I was gonna say Fort Lauderdale's kind of a smaller town.
Yeah.
It's the bigger town.
Just know your surroundings, watch what goes on around you.
If you go out anywhere, either by yourself or with somebody else, do not have headphones in. If you're out walking around, don't have headphones in, because even one can block that audio on the one side, and that's where you're gonna run into some risks too.
What
So
if they're phone constructed ones where they don't go in even that?
those ones are a little better because they don't go in your ears, so they don't block out what you're able to hear. But it's also the idea of now you have music going, so you have something that's distracting your brain from what's going on around you.
Can you like walk to the event on foot?
If you're
Depends on where you're at.
Okay.
Depends on where you're staying.
Yeah.
I know in past years I have walked from the hotel to the event. If it's less than a mile, usually if it's over a mile, I say, especially down there, just get an Uber.
Okay.
Just get a ride, take a taxi, something.
AC is nice.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Especially down in Florida.
Most hotels that are around the convention center, they have shuttles.
Yes.
So you just need to go to the bellhop and just say, you know, can I get the shuttle to the convention center? And they'll do it. It's usually one of those like couple dollar tips or whatever for the driver, but it's mostly free.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Any other questions, athletes? You guys good? You guys prepared? Excited?
Yes,
Excited?
That was so unenthusiastic.
I just want to say thank you to the coaches as a parent. All the extra time and energy you have put in to ensuring this whole group is doing their absolute best has meant a lot. Every one of you, thank you so much. It means a lot.
All right. Well, I wish everybody safe travels. Please check in on the Remind app when you get in. Remember, reply all or make an announcement, something, so we all know. All right. Yeah. And then this week, 5 times a day, guys and ladies. 5 times a week, up until Friday. Friday's your last 5 times. Okay? If you're not flying out until Sunday, you'll have Saturday as your rest. Okay? Kind of vice versa. If you're flying out Saturday, then you have Friday as a rest. But I want to just make sure that there's at least 5 days or 4. You know, you have that complete day of rest because you will be going full legs when you get to the tournament, okay?
And stretch, like when you guys are doing your practices, take the time to add that into your guys' routine. Stretching is really important.
Even outside of the practices. You guys are sitting at home watching a movie, stretch.
Flexibility.
It's gonna help with your overall flexibility. And keep you.
Go out in the backyard and work on it.
Yes.
Get a tree,
Or we had a gym.
hurting yourself,
Above
like
the
you did a
gym.
fancy kick and you
Yes.
hurt your
Good
hip
morning.
first round and you
gotta
kept
keep
going,
it
like you gotta keep doing that.
And that's what I like about how they set it up, is because you do get a chance to keep going, and now it takes more physical fitness to be able to do what you're doing versus just competing 1 or 2 times. So, yeah, you can ask Mr. Kieran.